In the last episode of our Toronto Thunderbirds franchise here on Madden 25, we officially got to kick off Season 4 and got a victory 20-16 over the Seattle Seahawks. And in today's episode, we get to jump into our divisional matchups as we host the Atlanta Falcons. They will be led by Michael Penix, who is a 78 overall now. At running back is Bijan Robinson at a 96 overall. Wide receiver, they have an 89 in Drake London, an 82 in Jermichael Stanley, and an 80 in Jeff Hyde. Over at tight end will be an 88 Kyle Pitts. Their left tackle is going to be a 77, left guard's an 82, center is going to be an 85, right guard's a 96, and right tackle will be a 78. Now, over on the defensive side of the ball, we start with a 77 overall at left end, right end's going to be an 80 overall, defensive tackle is a 75, left outside linebacker is going to be an 80, middle linebacker is Kenneth Murray, who was actually on our team last season, now a 75 overall here in Atlanta. Right outside linebacker will be Marcus Phelps, an 80 overall. Then at corner, they have an 83 in Clark Phillips, a 79 in Courtney Abraham, and a 76 in Trey Sutton. For free safety, they have a 91 in Jesse Bates, and strong safety is going to be a 79 in Tyke Smith. Now, I will say in our last game, our offense took a while to get going. I am really hoping that doesn't happen today. I would like to just come out the gate and look like a good team. The Falcons would get the ball first, but face a possible 3 and out. It's a 3rd and 10 from the 30. Penix will drop back under pressure, finds his man over the middle, but that will not get him a first down. They should punt this one away. However, just a few plays later, we would earn a first down in simulation, but now we face a 3rd and 10 from our own 31. It'll be a play fake, and now he's going deep downfield, and that's nearly intercepted, trying to find Jameson Williams. This one might end up being a battle of defenses today, as now Atlanta faces another 3rd and 10. They're going to send Bijan out to play receiver. Penix is the only one in the backfield. He'll drop back and look to go downfield. He is going to let it go to a wide open Bijan Robinson, who was all the way down to about the 20-yard line. What happened to the defense that time? The next play would be a 3-yard pass, so now it's a 2nd and 7 from the 16. And he'll drop back and look to go downfield again. It's going to be to the outside for the first down to about the 8-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal. That will lead to an I formation now for the Falcons, as Penix lines up under center. It'll be a handoff to Bijan, trying to find room to run. He is met and brought down. They do give him a couple yards. Now a 2nd and goal at about the 6-yard line. Penix is going to send Bijan Robinson in motion again. Looks like Austin Acosta's on the outside covering him. He is going to look to go to the end zone. Now he's just going to look to run to the outside, and Michael Penix can walk in. Touchdown Falcons. On the ensuing drive for the Thunderbirds, we have managed to drive all the way down to the Atlanta 20-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. Over the middle, he finds Brian Duvall, and that's going to be a gain of about 10 yards. 2nd and inches. Now, we could give this to our rookie running back, Will Pearson, to try to get the first down, but we don't run the ball a whole lot for whatever reason in this year's Madden. But Richardson will drop back and look to pass. He's going to throw to Pearson on the outside, who makes the catch for the first down, brought down to the 8-yard line. Now it's going to be a 1st and goal, another shotgun set for Toronto. He's going to send Dylan Kruger in motion. Is he going to go right back? Yes, he is. Richardson will drop back, and he's under quick pressure. Sack, fumbles the ball, and it looks like the Falcons have recovered it. A massive turnover, and I believe 43 is actually Kenneth Murray recovering the fumble. But our defense may be able to force them off the field again. 3rd and 10 from the 28. He'll drop back, and he's going to go downfield and miss everybody. They should punt this one away. From the 38-yard line now, with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, we face a 3rd and 7. Richardson will drop back to a pass. He's going to roll to the outside. He throws on the run. That'll be caught, and that's Jameson Williams getting the first down. I would like to just stay in on this drive, so that's what we're going to do. 1st and 10, handoff to Pearson, who goes to the outside, and he'll get met and brought down for a 4-yard carry. Now in a 2nd and 6, we'll come out in a shotgun set. Pearson is still lined up in the backfield from about the 49-yard line. Richardson will drop back, and he's going to find a wide open Dylan Kruger into Atlanta territory, brought down to the 37. It'll be another shotgun set for Toronto. Will Pearson still lined up at running back, but Richardson will look to pass, and he's going to throw this downfield, and that's just straight up dropped by Jameson Williams. That will bring up a 2nd and 10. Richardson back in shotgun again. He'll take the snap, and will fake it to Pearson. Now looking to go downfield. He's under pressure, and he's going to get sacked on the play to bring up a 3rd and 19. Another shotgun set for Toronto, an obvious passing situation. He will drop back. He's going to fire this over the middle, and he finds his man. That's Brian Duvall for the first down to the 25, which will lead to another shotgun set for Toronto. Pearson is still the running back. We are going to send Antoine Edmonds in motion. He will line up on the other side of the receivers at the top of your screen. Now he'll drop back, and a quick throw will be caught by Edmonds for the first down and getting us down to the 12-yard line. You absolutely have to love having two very, very good tight ends. First and 10. He's once again going to send a man in motion. It's Dylan Kruger who will now line up at the top of your screen. Will Pearson is still the running back. He'll drop back and look to pass, and he'll find Dylan Kruger, and that'll be a gain of about 8 down to the 4-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 2. With Will Pearson still in the backfield, Richardson will look to pass. Never mind, I thought he was going to run, but then he stops and finds Dylan Kruger in the end zone. Touchdown Thunderbirds. We should tie this one up. The Toronto defense would force a punt, and now on our next drive, with under 2 minutes to go, we are at the 39-yard line for a 2nd and 6. Richardson going downfield will find Kruger, and that will give us a first down to about the 32. And Richardson back in a shotgun set again. It looks like Will Pearson may be tired, so I don't know if we're going to go to him too much. Never mind, it's a screen to him to the outside, and that'll get us a gain of about 3 yards. We do have all 3 timeouts, but are choosing not to burn any of them yet. Under a minute to go in the half, it's another screen, this one to Keaton Mitchell, and the blocking completely failed. I thought he had him picked up, obviously not. Leads to a 3rd and 8 with 48 seconds to go as we have burned our first timeout. From the 30-yard line, Richardson will look to pass, going deep over the middle and missing everybody. So we should see Glenn Griffin here in the last minute of the first half attempt about a 47-yard field goal. Granted, is one of the best kickers, I feel like, in the league at this point. 99 kick power, solid accuracy. The kick is away, and it will be good. However, in simulation, our defense just allowed 2 really big passes, and now they are definitely within field goal range with 24 seconds to go in the half. So let's see what happens from here. Out of shotgun, Penix will drop back, going deep downfield, and thankfully that one was tipped away. That deflection was made by former Atlanta Falcon A.J. Terrell, saving the touchdown. They'll drop back and look to pass again. Is Penix going to go deep again? No, he throws it underneath. That'll be caught and brought down. They have earned their final timeout with 14 seconds to go in the half, but they are not going to line up for a field goal just yet. On a 3rd and 8 from the 25-yard line, he is going to send Bijan Robinson out wide. So now Penix is the only one in the backfield. He'll take the snap and look to pass. We need to get a sack, and he's just going to throw this one away. Actually, really smart management from him on that one. So they send out their kicker for about a 42-yard try. The kick is away, and we are all tied up at 10. But we do get the ball to start the second half and have driven all the way down to the Atlanta 21-yard line for a 1st and 10 out of a 5-wide set. Richardson will look to pass and throws it behind a wide-open Sidney Peters. Now on a 2nd and 10, Richardson back in shotgun again. And it looks like Will Pearson is still lined up at running back, and that's where we go with it, to the outside, and he's brought down for just a 3-yard carry. 3rd and 7 coming up. And I'm sure not shocking to anyone, it's out of a shotgun set. Richardson looking to run, and he will take off inside the 10-5. Nobody's there. Never mind. There was definitely somebody there. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Now, please just give this to our rookie running back. Pearson lined up in the backfield. No, it will be a pass play. And now he's under pressure. Rolling to the outside. Please just throw it away or take off. And Ben Richardson into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. We will take the lead. On the Falcons' next drive, it's a 3rd and 6 from the 26 here. And Penix will look to pass. He's going to go to the outside. That'll be caught and keep their drive alive. He finds Kyle Pitts down to the 16. Just about 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter now. They come out in a shotgun set. Bijan Robinson in the backfield. And Penix will look to pass. Throwing to the outside. That'll be caught, and he's immediately met and brought down to the 9, but it is a 7-yard play, which will set up a 2nd and 3 for the Falcons as Penix lines up under center. Bijan Robinson in the backfield, and that's where they go with it. Up the middle, he is met, and he fights for the first down to the 6. It looked like we may have stopped them there for a second, but obviously not. So now a 1st and goal. Penix will drop back and look to pass. He's going to throw to the outside. That is caught, and he got leveled, but they rule him down to the 3-yard line. Now it'll be a 2nd and goal. Penix is going to go back into a shotgun set. I believe this is the backup running back of the game who goes up the middle, and he meets Austin Acosta and Tracy Wilcox. I don't know if running right at our 2 best linebackers is the best idea. 3rd and goal from the 2. They give it to the running back. This time he is into the end zone, and Atlanta should tie this one up. But the Thunderbirds are looking to respond. We have driven all the way down to the 8-yard line. It's a 1st and goal. In the last 30 seconds of the 3rd quarter, Dylan Kruger comes in motion to go right back, and Richardson will look to pass. He's going to throw to the outside. Caught by Pearson. That will be brought down for actually a loss of 1. That play would take us to the final quarter of the game. A 2nd and goal from the 9. Richardson back in shotgun. Will send Kruger in motion to line up on the other side of Brian Duvall there at the top of your screen. Richardson looking to pass. He'll find Dylan Kruger, who goes over the middle, and he will fight his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. The Falcons are facing a possible 3-and-out thanks to a penalty on this drive. They had a 1st and 20. Now a 3rd and 13, and Penix will drop back to pass. Rolling to the outside. He's going to unload this one deep downfield into traffic, and that one's going to get knocked away. Just pretty much threw that one up and hope for the best. Following that punt, the Thunderbirds would eventually run into a 3rd and 4 at their own 36. Atlanta needs to get the ball back, and that gets tipped at the line. Did that bounce off the back of one of our own guys? It absolutely did, just right off the back of the head of, I believe, Waddle, our second-year guard. He had Dylan Kruger wide open over the middle. On the Falcons drive with 6:37 to go, they face a 3rd and 17 thanks to a sack in simulation. Now Penix is the only one in the backfield with a 5-wide set. He'll drop back and look to go downfield. He's just going to take off up the middle, and I feel like he could have got a few more yards there, but slides down to bring up a 4th and 8. And I did not know if the Falcons were going to go for it or punt it away. They have officially decided to punt this ball, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Just a couple plays later, it's a 3rd and 1. We give it to Pearson, and he finds the lane for the first down to about the 33. Later on in the drive, we have managed to get to the 48, but it's a 3rd and 5. Richardson will look to pass, and he's going to find his man this time. It's Sidney Peters to about the Falcons' 40. That should take us down to the 2-minute warning. Or it absolutely won't, because Atlanta burns their first timeout with 2:04 to go. So now we're going to send a man in motion. That's Joe Wayne, one of our backup receivers, and we're going to find Joe Wayne over the middle to give us a gain of about 5 yards, as Atlanta has now burned a timeout. And no, never mind, that's the 2-minute warning. Don't know why I thought it was, but there is an injury, and it's Joe Wayne. So we will see if any backup receivers can make a play today, but it's a 2nd and 5 from the 35 now. And we'll give this one to Pearson up the middle for the first down, and more. Will Pearson all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Atlanta has now burned their second timeout. 1:55 to go in the game. And we're going to go right back to Pearson, who tries to follow his blocks up the middle and gets a 5-yard play, as now Atlanta has burned their final timeout with 1:52 remaining. But honestly, I don't think mathematically we can run down the clock all the way to 0 yet. I think we need one more first down. I could be wrong, but we're going to hand this one to Pearson, who will get that first down, and we should get out of here with a win. We are now officially off to a 2-0 start, which I believe is the best start we have had in this series. Granted, I think last year we won our first game just to lose like the next 3 or something like that. It was not a great start to the season. But either way, we get the win today, and I feel like we played pretty well on offense. There were times where I thought we could play better. Richardson did miss some throws, but ultimately we did pick up the win. And yeah, you were going to miss some when you throw 43 passes, but he completed 33 of them for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Will Pearson actually had a pretty solid day, 79 yards on 16 carries. Ben Richardson also ran in for a touchdown. And the receiving, Dylan Kruger, 10 for 116 and 2 scores. Brian Duvall, 7 for 88. Austin Acosta, one of our outside linebackers, is going to be who leads the team in tackles today with a total of 8. We got a sack from Bobby Brown, and then a half of one from Jeremy Chin and Zach Harrison. Interceptions, we got 0. And then over on the other sideline, Michael Penix goes 17 of 29 for 203 yards. Running the ball, we apparently really stopped them, but they did not run the ball a whole lot. Dontrell Best, their backup running back, got a touchdown, and Michael Penix got a touchdown. Receiving, Jamichael Stanley was their best one, 7 catches for 70 yards. As we move on to our next game, you will notice another brand new team. If you did not see the preseason video where I went over this, the New England Patriots moved to Louisville to become the Riverhogs, and the New Orleans Saints moved to Buenos Aires to become the Bulls. So we will get to play the Buenos Aires Bulls twice a year from now. And then obviously, this will be the very first fully international game between 2 international teams in NFL history. So it should be pretty interesting. The Bulls starting quarterback is Brian Ramsey, who is an 85 overall. At running back, they have Dameon Pierce at an 86. Over at wide receiver, they have Chris Olave at a 91, Michael Pittman at an 82. Then at tight end, a 76 overall in Jawan Johnson. Left tackle is going to be an 86. Left guard is going to be an 80. Center is going to be an 88. Right guard will be an 83. And right tackle will be a 76. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, they have a 77 overall at left end. At right end, another 77. It looks like Chase Young has fallen off pretty hard here. Defensive tackle is going to be an 82 in Brian Brisset. Left outside linebacker is a 76. Middle linebacker is an 85. And right outside linebacker is an 81. At corner, they still have Kool-Aid McKinstry, who is a 94 overall. And then Christian Benford, who is an 86. At free safety is an 80 overall in Jabril Peppers. And strong safety is a 77 and Dante Collins. Now it is time to see if we can get off to a 3-0 start to the season. I would be pretty damn hype if we can. One weird thing of note before we actually start this game is it looks like they decided to give Buenos Aires the same exact stadium we have. So yeah, it looks exactly the same. I believe this is the futuristic design. But just in case you were curious what kind of stadium they gave them, it's this. And we may get to see a 3-and-out to start this game from their own 35. It's a 3rd and 5 as Ramsey will drop back and a quick throw over the middle will be caught but not getting to the marker. 4th and 2. Unfortunately, I would go back into simulation and apparently there was a penalty on Scott Barber, one of our backup outside linebackers, so it gives them a new set of downs. They will obviously look to take advantage of that mistake. It's now a 3rd and 1 at the 48-yard line. I imagine this is going to Dameon Pierce, their starting running back. Out of an I formation, he's going to send his tight end in motion. Take the snap, hand off to Pierce, who goes to the edge, breaks that tackle, and will have a solid gain all the way to the 36-yard line. We had a chance to bring him down, but could not do it. But jumping right back into simulation, and Jaleel Torrance comes away with a pick. I was going to jump in if they got inside the 30. Did not happen, but we will now take over. We have driven all the way down to their 28-yard line. He will drop back to pass. Richardson under pressure will throw on the run and find his man. Somehow Jamison Williams caught that ball, but we do have an injury. That would be number 64, Ashton Aldridge, one of our rookie guards. Now it's looking like a pass play as we go to Brian Duvall over the middle for the first down to about the 12. Hopefully that injury to Aldridge does not affect our O-line too much. Also, by the way, we uncovered the depth trait of right tackle Sherrod Bryant, our first-round pick. He's a superstar depth trait. Obviously great to see. But now 1st and 10. Out of a shotgun set, Richardson will throw to the outside. Caught by rookie Will Pearson, who will spin a man out down to the 8-yard line. A gain of 4. I would love if we saw more of that from the rookie. So now on 2nd down, out of shotgun, he'll look to pass. A quick throw to the outside, caught by his favorite target, Dylan Kruger, and that'll get us a 3rd and 4 from the 6. As Ben Richardson will now come out as the only one in the backfield. A bunch set at the top of your screen. He will look to pass. Going to the outside, that'll be caught, and Jamison Williams, touchdown Thunderbirds. On the last drive, the defense was able to force a 3-and-out, but then a penalty on the punt would give him the ball back. So let's see if we can actually force a 3-and-out this time. He's under a lot of pressure, and he gets murdered by Jalen Carter and Corey Bailey. We will now jump into the Thunderbirds drive. It's a 3rd and 9 from the 25-yard line here at the start of the 2nd quarter. Richardson out of shotgun. Will looks to pass. He's going to roll to the outside. Under pressure and will throw this one away, so we should see kicker Glenn Griffin. A 42-yard try is up, and it is good. Alright, eventually we'll get to see some of these turnovers, but apparently Emmett Ward intercepts Brian Ramsey on the first play of the Bulls' next drive. So that means we will get to jump right back into the Thunderbirds offense here from the 24-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. And Richardson going to throw this to the outside, and that's going to be caught for the first down. I believe it's Brian Duvall down to the 8-yard line. Now it's going to be a 1st and goal. Richardson back in shotgun again. Will drop back and look to pass. Standing in the pocket. He's going to look to run maybe. Takes off up the middle, and will get met and brought down after the 3 to bring up a 2nd and goal. It'll be another shotgun set for Toronto. Will Pearson in the backfield. Richardson looking to go downfield. Will roll to the outside and tries to get rid of it. Breaks away from that sack. What is this animation? He's still going and finally throws it away. Obviously, that animation was supposed to go down, but he never did. Just great stuff from EA. We'll move on to a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Richardson lines up under center. Keaton Mitchell is the running back as Richardson will look to pass under quick pressure, but finds Dylan Kruger, who is all alone and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Toronto. And you have got to be kidding me. We got the Bulls into a 3rd and 19, and I guess they tried to go downfield and got intercepted by AJ Terrell, so now we're at the 3-yard line. I guess our defense is just going to come up huge today in simulation. 1st and goal. Out of a shotgun set, Richardson will drop back and look to pass. He's going to go to the end zone, and he finds Brian Duvall. Another touchdown for the Thunderbirds. It's a 24-0 game here in the first half. But just maybe the Bulls are looking to respond. It's a 3rd and 10 from the Thunderbirds 22. Ramsey will drop back, go downfield, caught by his man, and that is not going to be a first down. Do they go for it on 4th and 1 or take the field goal here? They will actually just take the field goal. I really expected them to go for it down by 24 points. But we'll see a 30-yard try that is away and good. However, we get an incredible response from our offense as Will Pearson has just broke a 70-yard touchdown in simulation. I don't generally watch a ton of games like this, but I feel like we're missing a lot, and I apologize, but it is turning into a complete and total blowout for Toronto. The Bulls would end up with a field goal on their next drive, and now with 3 seconds to go in the half, we see a 59-yard try from kicker Glenn Griffin that will be good to make our lead 34-6. The Thunderbirds would get the ball to start the second half, but now as we jump in, because we had to punt it away, it's a 3rd and 2 for Buenos Aires. Now going downfield, he'll find his man, and that'll set up a 1st and goal for the Bulls down to the 5-yard line. Maybe they can find the end zone today. The next play would just be a thrown away ball through the back of the end zone. It leads to a 2nd and goal from the 5 as he sends Dameon Pierce in motion, drops back, a quick throw will be caught, and that'll move them down to the 1-yard line for a 3rd and goal. And it will now be an I formation. Dameon Pierce still lined up at running back. I imagine this ball's going to go right up the middle. It actually goes to the fullback, and they do find the end zone. Touchdown Buenos Aires for the first time today. But on the Thunderbirds' next drive, it's a 3rd and 2 from the 34. In Bulls territory, we're going to send Jameson Williams in motion. Now he'll drop back with a quick throw out to Williams, and he will not have the first down. So I imagine we will see Glenn Griffin again. No, you know what? Up by 21 points. Why not go for it on a 4th and 2 in your opponent's territory? Out of a shotgun set, and I believe we have a free play as he goes downfield to find Brian Duval, and that should be an automatic first down just because he was offsides. Just one thing I really wish was in the game was when they jumped offsides, your quarterback knew that and just took a shot downfield. But now on the next play, it's a 1st and 10, and he's going to get sacked for a loss of 9. That will bring up a 2nd and 19 now for Toronto, under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. And it looks like Pearson's still that running back, and we will fake it to him. Now he's going to go downfield, and Richardson will find Dylan Kruger to make it a 3rd and 2 at the 21. He is going to line up under center for the very next play. Will Pearson is in the backfield. Do we go to our rookie here? Yes, we will, up the middle, and he fights for the first down to the 19-yard line. That will take us to the final quarter of this game. From inside the red zone now, we give it to Will Pearson again, and that's going to go nowhere. That brings up a 2nd and 10. Richardson back in shotgun. We'll hand off to Pearson, who goes to the outside. He'll at least get some positive yards this time. They rule it a 2-yard gain to bring up a 3rd and 8 from the 17. It will lead to another shotgun set for Toronto, though. Pearson is still lined up in the backfield. I imagine this is going to be a pass play as we send Antoine Edmonds in motion. He will line up over the top of Jameson Williams, it looks like. Now he'll drop back. A quick throw downfield will be caught by Dylan Kruger to bring up a 4th and inches. Now we went for a 4th and 2 earlier in the drive, but we are not going to do it this time. We will just take the points here in the 4th quarter to give ourselves a 24-point lead. The kick is away, and it is good. And honestly, I feel kind of bad for Brian Ramsey. He is having an awful day. They came out and went 4 and out. 4 straight passes in simulation, never got a first down. We lead to a 3rd and 1 where we get stuffed to bring up a 4th and 1, but we are going to go for it here. Don't know why we're not just kicking the field goal, but we'll come out in a pistol set, and that's going to be, I believe, an encroachment. It could be a false start. If it's a false start, never mind. It's a neutral zone infraction. I really thought if it was going to be a false start, we would just kick the field goal. But never mind, we'll just get an automatic first. Moving us down to the 16. He'll drop back, go into the end zone, and he finds his man. Touchdown to, I believe, Will Pearson, our running back. And obviously at this point, we're just jumping in to see if they can get a touchdown here in the last few minutes of the game. It's a 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line of Toronto. Ramsey dropping back. He's under pressure, and he's getting sacked on the play for a loss of 9. And on the sack is backup safety Braxton Cunningham. So now from the 20-yard line, they come out in a pistol set. He is going to send his running back in motion. Ramsey will drop back and look to pass here. Dropping farther back, going downfield. He'll find his man who will break one tackle and get all the way down to the 7 to bring up a 3rd and 6. There is a chance here for a first down, but it's essentially a 3rd and goal. He gets sacked, fumbles the ball, and Toronto is going to recover this one. Another turnover for the Buenos Aires Bulls today. And I would love to see who got the sack. It is going to go to Jalen Carter, our massive free agent acquisition. And very clearly from there, it would not matter. Your final score today is 44-13. Buenos Aires was not prepared for Toronto today, and all around a great game from our team. Quarterback Ben Richardson goes 25 of 33 for 231 yards and 4 touchdowns. Obviously not a lot of passing yards today. That's because we started deep in their territory so much. Running the ball, Will Pearson, 15 carries for 115 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Brian Duval, 9 for 113 and a score. Dylan Kruger got a touchdown. Jameson Williams got a touchdown. And Will Pearson even caught a touchdown. So he ends with 2 today. Jalen Carter was apparently in the backfield all day today. He led our team in tackles and tackles for loss. and sacks. He got 1.5. Braxton Cunningham got 1. Zach Harrison got 1, and Corey Bailey got half of 1. We saw an interception from AJ Terrell, Jaleel Torrance, and Emmett Ward all in simulation. Brian Ramsey just had an incredibly rough day. 22 of 39 for 211 yards and 3 interceptions. Dameon Pierce only got 48 yards on 11 carries, and then receiving, their best one was their tight end, Jawan Johnson, 7 for 75. That is going to lead us to the end of this episode, though. In the next one, we will pick this up in week 4 as we host the LA Rams.